Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shelly. Welcome. I'd love for you to subscribe. And today's Shelly's hot topic is gonna be about our kids leaving school for protest or to do protesting. I know this is kind of really a hot topic right now in the news, which is what prompted me to really put some thought into it. I know that there was a girl, a young lady who was caught up in like a headlock or something from a sheriff, an off-duty sheriff, which is like horrible, right? And I remember that was like crazy. I'm like, what's going on, right? And equally as horrible was there was an 11-year-old special needs little boy who, with his class, was protesting and somehow got away from his class and called his mom, I guess in a panic, "Mom, I don't know where I am. I'm scared. Come get me." And she tracked his phone and she found him, thank God. And he was in like a really crazy busy intersection at that time. And for me, I remember thinking, wait a minute. Mom wasn't notified? Like, she said there was no notification to her that they were leaving the school at all. And he's 11 years old. And I think he was in 6th grade. And it kind of prompted me to think, right? On what planet is it okay, in my opinion, of course, I'm no expert or anything, to take kids out of school to go protest? Now, teaching kids to protest and what protests are and how to safely protest, absolutely 100%. Teach them that, teach them about it. But to physically take children out of school to go where there could be a very potentially very contentious protest, I'm kind of not here for that, right? My daughter, as you all know, or if you're new here, my daughter is autistic. She's 26. And I can tell you that when she was 11 years old in the 6th grade, she probably wasn't really politically minded. I don't think, I don't even know that she would have been able to distinguish what was going on, right? And if my child is taken out of school without my knowledge to go to some protest, we're going to have a problem. There's going to be a big problem. Imagine these parents, imagine you're rolling up to school to get your kid for a dentist appointment and there's nobody in the school. Like, they're like, oh yeah, they're out protesting. I'd be like, wait, what? You need permission slips for everything, right? You can't take your kids to Pizza Hut without a permission slip. You can't go to the zoo or, you can't do anything without a permission slip. How on any level is it okay taking these children out of school? And again, I don't care what side of this issue you are on. Why are we going to take children where something potentially very bad could happen? I mean, this little boy, he luckily had the wherewithal to call his mom and, "Mommy, I'm lost and I don't know where I am." And she tracked his phone and she found him, and thank God, right? I mean, he was in a huge big, busy intersection. I mean, anything could happen to that boy, right? I mean, I shudder. And that young woman, the altercation she got into, my gosh, that could have went so bad, right? I mean, I saw that video. So it's just, why? Why are these kids leaving school, right? Now, when I was in high school, I'm not gonna lie, when I was in high school, I didn't give a hoot what was going on politically. I just didn't. But if somebody would have said to me, "Hey, Shelly, they're protesting so-and-so, you want to go?" I'd be like, "Yeah, man, give me a sign. Woo, get out of school for the day." And that was in high school, right? I didn't care anything about where's my lip gloss? Let's go to the beach, Who has money to go to McDonald's for the day or whatever, Politics just wasn't a big thing. Now, that's not to say, I mean, I'm sure it was a long time ago. I was in high school a long, long time ago. Real long. So it might have been very different then, right? And that's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with kids being politically inclined or concerned about what's going on in our world. I mean, I think that's great. I don't think it's great having kids out in the middle of the street screaming and protesting and cursing. And listen, these are not all peaceful protests, right? I've seen in the news, you know, some of these kids are right up in the middle of the street, right? I don't want look, my grandson is 12, my granddaughter's 8, you know, do I want their middle school and elementary school out with signs marching up and down the street? No, I want them in school where I know they're safe. And I don't think this is an unpopular opinion. I think most people, no matter what side of the issue you're on, can look at this and say, this isn't a healthy environment for kids, right? This isn't where our children should be in the middle of the day. Like, I drop you off at school, that I better be able to pick you up there. I don't want you out carrying a sign or whatever, especially without the mom's knowledge, right? I mean, is that even a thing? Like, I don't know, I might be ringing up Morgan and Morgan, you know, being like, what is going on? So I just don't think that's a healthy environment for kids, for school-age kids. Go to school, okay? You should be in school. You want to talk about the issues, talk about them. You want to, you know, teach these kids, hey, is the protest okay? How do you feel about the protest? What do you think? Sure, get that conversation going. We want our kids to think. We don't want to tell them what to think, but we want to tell them you need to think, right? And today's political environment is not pleasant, right? It's like, you know, oh, it's crazy right now. So what about you guys? I mean, have your kids or grandkids or anybody has their school been out on the streets with signs like protesting? And if so, how do you feel about that? I mean, again, my opinion, I'm just, you know, I'm not unique or nothing special, but for me, no, man, I don't want my grandkids out there protesting. And if I was a young mom today and I got a call, hey, you know, we or not even got a call, I'm saying if I called them and they don't have my kid, like, we have a real problem now. And you don't be taking my kid out of the school, off school property to protest, to what? Like, what are listen, I would question them if they called and said, we're taking your kid to the zoo and we didn't tell you, much less, you know, where there's, you know, unrest and you know, potentially bad things going on. So again, my opinion on this, just my opinion, is I don't think that's a safe environment for kids, right? I think that is a popular opinion. I think most parents, no matter what side of the issues that you're on, we don't want our children, especially our little children, out protesting with signs and in the streets, especially when we've seen with our own eyes what's been going on at these protests, right? They can get real bad. You know, things could go real bad real fast, and I would not want any child mixed up in that. And yeah, that's my 2 cents on the whole kids protesting thing. I think the kids need to stay in school. And if you're going to take my child out of school, I better be signing that permission slip, or you better not be taking her nowhere, right? I mean, right? But permission slips, to me, I remember them being everything. You couldn't go anywhere without a permission slip. So I don't know. Maybe it's changed since I had kids in school. I don't know. But anyway, that's my thought on that subject. So let me know what you think. Is this going on in your area, or you know of anything like this? Because I just think it's crazy having kids out protesting. I think it's dangerous. So I don't think it's productive in any case. So that's my thoughts. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.